Hello. Thanks for watching. Today, we're going to learn Japanese in a unique way using travel videos to make it feel like you're on a real journey. Our destination today is Kuan G Temple in Yamanashi Prefecture. It's a stunning, historic temple that spans an entire mountain. While exploring this beautiful place, let's learn some Japanese together. By the way, talking in front of the camera alone, well, it's not really my strong suit. So today, I'm using AI voice assistants. I hope you'll enjoy it with me. There are two entrances to Kuan G Temple, but I recommend this one. Near the entrance, there's an adorable Shiba Inu waiting to greet you. There is a Shiba Inu in Japanese. Shiba Inu ga imasu translates to, there is a Shiba Inu, in English. We use the subject, there, and the verb, is, to express existence.
柴犬がいます。柴犬がいます。柴犬が好きです。柴犬が好きです。
I often see videos of angry Shiba Inus from overseas. But Shiba Inus that are properly bred and raised in Japan usually have this kind of personality. They reflect the spirit of the Japanese people. Just as many Japanese people may act shy around unfamiliar foreigners, Shiba Inus also show a similar attitude towards people.
彼らは恥ずかしがり屋です。彼らは恥ずかしがり屋です。私は恥ずかしがり屋です。私は恥ずかしがり屋です。
This is the gate of Kuan G Temple, located in Yamanashi Prefecture. Founded in 1274 during the Kamakura period, Kuan G is the head temple of the Nichiren sect and has over 800 years of history. The temple was established by Saint Nichiren as a place to spread Buddhism, and it has since become a popular destination for worshippers. Its grounds feature beautiful architecture and nature, offering a glimpse into Japan's rich history and culture. This impressive gate reflects the advanced architectural techniques of its time, welcoming visitors and giving them a feeling of stepping back in history. The Bodaite stone steps at Manobo Kuan G Temple consist of 287 steps leading from the main gate to the main hall, with a height difference of about 104 meters. Now, as I am walking toward the stone steps, I can't help but feel a slight fear of death before climbing it. It's always a bit intimidating.
石段に向かって歩いています。石段に向かって歩いています。駅に向かって歩いています。駅に向かって歩いています。
You can see students practically flying down the stairs at twice the normal speed. Imagine this, if you trip and start rolling down, you might just become a rock star. Roll like a stone, hit your head, and voila, you're seeing stars. As you can see, this is truly a dangerous spot, so please be careful.
見ての通り。見ての通り。危険な場所。危険な場所。気をつけてください。気をつけてください。
The stone steps of Manobo Kuan G Temple, known as Bodaite, are divided into 7 sections. So far, I've only climbed 2 sections, but I'm already tired and out of breath. These sections symbolize the 7 characters of the Buddhist chant, Namu Myoho Renge Kyo, and hold deep spiritual meaning. Climbing these steps is considered a form of training or spiritual practice in itself. After climbing the steep stone steps, you'll find yourself in a completely different world. Kuan G Temple encompasses the entire mountain, and as you ascend further, you'll experience yet another unique atmosphere. Despite being such a beautiful place, there are very few tourists here.
観光客はほとんどいません。観光客はほとんどいません。公園には人はほとんどいません。公園には人はほとんどいません。
Within the temple grounds, there are several beautiful historic halls and a 5-story pagoda. You can also enter the main hall and pay respects to the Buddha statues inside. So I took a selfie here. It's a great spot for a memorable photo from a trip to Japan. Japanese people often compliment each other as a form of greeting, so here are a few words to use when giving a compliment.
あなたはかっこいいですね。あなたはかっこいいですね。あなたはかわいいですね。あなたはかわいいですね。あなたは美しいですね。あなたは美しいですね。
Quick tip: whether or not you actually find the person cute, it's common for Japanese people to use compliments like this as a greeting, especially when meeting someone for the first time. Now, let's head toward the summit of Mount Manobo. Along the walking route, you'll encounter various historic structures, the grave of a famous lord, and other burial sites belonging to people of this temple. However, since it takes about 2 hours to walk to the top, we opted to take the ropeway this time. Earlier, we talked about the Japanese culture of giving compliments, but now let me introduce some examples of words used for insults in Japan. When insulting someone, people in Japan sometimes use words like pig. I'll share some example sentences later, so feel free to try them out. We've arrived at the ropeway station that will take us to the summit of Mount Manobo. Now, let me teach you some essential phrases that are super handy for traveling in Japan.
私は今ロープウェイ乗り場にいます。私は今ロープウェイ乗り場にいます。私は今タクシー乗り場にいます。私は今東京駅にいます。タクシー乗り場に行きたいです。タクシー乗り場に行きたいです。東京駅に行きたいです。東京駅に行きたいです。
やばい、マスク。大丈夫ですか
？Most people in Japan talk in a friendly, smiling manner like this. She reminded me of the need to wear a mask, so I rushed to buy one and somehow made it in time to catch my ride. The Manobushan ropeway connects the Kuan G station at the foot of the mountain to the Okunnoan station at the summit, covering a total distance of 1,665 meters with an elevation difference of 763 meters. This elevation difference is the largest in the Kanto region. The one-way, 7-minute journey offers stunning views of the beautiful scenery, which changes with each season. It takes over 2 hours to hike up, but just 7 minutes by ropeway. The trail is steep and challenging, so it's not recommended for those without stamina. And for the lucky few who decide to hike and end up completely exhausted, there's even a chance of meeting a hungry bear along the way. The bear might just gaze at you with sweet eyes, and if you're lucky, you might just become their next sweet. By the time we reach the summit, you're probably feeling a bit hungry and thirsty, right? And gazing out at the view from the top might even make you want to enjoy a drink. So, let me introduce some recommended sake you can buy here at the summit station, and I'll teach you some Japanese along the way. If Japan's Prime Minister and the US President are drinking it, you know it's got to be good.
これをください。これをください。あれをください。あれをください。
Here's a chance to combine the pig analogy we learned earlier with Japanese-style compliments to practice some phrases for a date with a Japanese person.
あなたはかっこいいですね、豚野郎。あなたはかっこいいですね、豚野郎。あなたは豚のように美しいですね。あなたは豚のように美しいですね。
Use these words at your own risk. Now, this is a scene for ordering. Do you remember the phrases we learned earlier? Just by using the phrase koro kudasai, this please, you can place orders at almost any souvenir shop or restaurant. However, there are times when simply saying koro kudasai, this please, may not work. In such cases, try directly telling the staff what you want.
はい、ありがとうございます。
ラーメンはありますか？ラーメンはありますか？そばはありますか？そばはありますか？
If they answer, yes, we have it, you can proceed with your order as follows. If their answer is, no, we don't have it, try asking for something else you'd like.
ラーメンをください。ラーメンをください。そばをください。そばをください。
After getting off the ropeway, you'll head towards Okunnoan, a sacred site in Nichiren Buddhism. Okunnoan is known as the place where Nichiren Shonin entered Mount Manobo in 1274 to practice and teach. It's also the location where he passed away, making it a popular pilgrimage site where followers come to pay their respects to Nichiren Shonin. As a place where Nichiren Shonin practiced his teachings, Okunnoan is regarded as a spiritual power spot. Many visitors come seeking purification and spiritual cleansing. Within Okunnoan, there is a building called Shishan Kaku, where Nichiren Shonin is said to have reflected on his parents and homeland. Walking along the path to Shishan Kaku, visitors can see the area where Nichiren Shonin practiced and many statues of the Buddha. Whenever I walk here, I do so with a clear mind. Surrounded by historic buildings in this nearly deserted place, it feels almost like time traveling. For now, set aside your Japanese studies, put on some music, and immerse yourself in the serene, timeless landscapes unique to rural Japan. The music is Sakura by MC Ruru. At Okunnoan, there is a sacred tree that has been revered since the time Nichiren Shonin began his practice in this area. This tree, with its deep roots and strong presence, harmonizes perfectly with the serene environment of Okunnoan. It has a unique, calming aura that gives visitors a sense of sacredness and tranquility. Gazing at this sacred tree, one can reflect on the time Nichiren Shonin spent here, feeling a deeper sense of faith and peace. I prefer traveling to quieter places like this rather than bustling tourist spots like Kyoto. I'm also a tour guide and offer full-day tours from morning to evening, covering various locations. My guide service includes admission fees, gas, and transportation for $700. If you're interested, feel free to leave a comment. This is Shishan Kaku, located at the summit of Mount Manobo. It's a place where Nichiren Shonin reflected on his parents and homeland, and visitors can explore this historic building and even enjoy a calligraphy experience. At an elevation of 1,153 meters, the summit offers panoramic views, including Mount Fuji, Suruga Bay, and even the Izu Peninsula. The east side observation deck provides particularly stunning sights of the Tenshi mountain range and surrounding landscapes. Isolated from other mountain ranges, this serene area is free from the noise of cars, with only the sounds of the wind and birdsong echoing in the air. Here, you can enjoy a unique 360-degree view and find a peaceful space to refresh your mind and body.
いつかでと言ったけれど本当は気づいてたその日が来ることはないこと
This is called an ema, and you can find these at most shrines and temples in Japan. People write their wishes on them and offer their prayers to the gods. Feel free to write in English as well. Go ahead, purchase one, write down your wish, and add it to the collection kit.
あの時が今もまだ切なく遠ざかる声が胸を締め付ける桜の風
It's wonderful to see an elderly couple visiting the temple together, even as they grow older. I hope to be like that someday too.
忘れないで歩くよ儚いあの瞬間を胸に抱いてくよ僕たちは進んでゆく未来へと続く道
ちょっとここ乗れてみよう。
Alright, let's get back to studying Japanese now. When you see these characters, it means you should keep to the left. In Japan, cars drive on the left side, so it's common for pedestrians to walk on the left side as well. Following this rule helps ensure safe movement and smooth flow in crowded areas. Remember these kanji.
左側通行。左側通行。
We've entered Shishan Kaku. Here, you can try a calligraphy experience. If you come across a historic building and want to go inside, try asking like this.
中に入ることはできますか？中に入ることはできますか？
By the way, my handwriting is pretty bad. This isn't directly related to calligraphy, but here I'll teach you some useful words and phrases for traveling in Japan.
書く。書く。ここに書いてください。ここに書いてください。
This is one of the observation decks at Okunnoan, where you can enjoy a stunning view that includes Mount Fuji. If you go to the observation deck on the opposite side, you'll get a different perspective, allowing you to take in a contrasting landscape. From this side, you can gaze upon the majestic Mount Fuji and the surrounding mountains, and on clear days, you can see even further into the distance. I'll introduce a phrase that Japanese people are sure to use when they admire the view from the mountaintop.
綺麗な景色ですね。綺麗な景色ですね。綺麗な景色だね。綺麗な景色だね。
If you're on a date with a Japanese person, saying something like this might make it easier to hold hands with your shy partner.
少し手が寒いな。少し手が寒いな。
We've returned to the ropeway station. Here, You can find souvenirs unique to Kuan G as well as Yamanashi exclusive items. In Japanese, souvenir shop is called this.
お土産屋。お土産屋。ラーメン屋。寿司屋。
There are many cute souvenirs related to Kuan G Temple and items connected to Yamanashi on sale here. To be honest, a lot of them may not be very useful, but that's part of their charm as mementos of the trip. It's the lack of practicality that makes them unique and memorable. After taking the ropeway back down, we've returned to the main area. Here, you can enter and explore historical buildings like the Hondo and Sido. The black building is the Hondo, and the building with red accents is the Sido. These buildings are connected inside, allowing visitors to walk through and explore all the structures, which is a highlight of this site. Let's head inside and take a look. The Hondo was rebuilt in 1985 as part of the 700th anniversary project commemorating the passing of Nichiren Shonin. With space to accommodate up to 1,500 people, it's quite spacious. The ceiling features a massive painting by the Japanese artist Matazo Kayama, titled Bokuryu, whose powerful presence captures the hearts of visitors. The Sido, also known as Shishan Kaku, was reconstructed in 1881 and enshrines the spirit of Nichiren Shonin. This hall is decorated with intricate carvings and traditional architectural elements, symbolizing the rich history and faith of Kuan G. As the main temple of the Nichiren sect, the Sido stands as a grand, inspiring structure that leaves a deep impression on all who visit. Did something in this scene catch your attention? That's right. There's a kanji here I'd like you to remember, so let me teach it to you. In cities and popular tourist spots, you'll often find signs in English or with other support for foreign travelers. However, in the countryside, where foreign travelers are less common, signs are often only in kanji, like this one. Just remember the reading and meaning of this. In modern Japan, people actually use the English word toilet and say it as toire. This kanji means restroom or lounge. Kyukei means rest, and shitsu means room. This is where you can take a break or relax. The word for entrance in Japanese is genkan.
Genkan. Genkan.
The Bokuryu painted on the ceiling measures approximately 11 meters on each side, making an impressive, powerful presence. This dragon is painted entirely in black ink, with bold shading in black and gray that brings out its strength and mysterious aura. Inside the main hall of Manobo Kuan G Temple, there is a statue that represents the great mandala Hanzen written by Nichiren Shonin himself. The statue stands on an altar and is accompanied by 15 other revered figures, including the Itoriasan Shishi configuration. These statues were donated in 1985 as part of the commemorative project for the 700th anniversary of Nichiren Shonin's passing, coinciding with the reconstruction of the main hall. Here, I'll teach you an important Japanese word. As I mentioned earlier, in rural areas, Foreign tourists are rare, so it's useful to know a few kanji characters. One of the most important ones to remember is this kanji.
立ち入り禁止。立ち入り禁止。
You might have heard a greeting twice just now. It's a part of Japanese etiquette to greet others like this when passing by in a temple. The kanji we learned earlier has appeared again. You understand its meaning now, right? Alright, the video is getting a bit long, so let's start wrapping things up. To close, I'll briefly highlight the charm of Kuan G Temple. At Kuan G Temple, the main hall and surrounding buildings are constructed using traditional Japanese woodworking techniques. Surprisingly, these buildings are built with almost no nails or metal fittings. Instead, a method called kigumi is used, where wood pieces are carefully joined together. This technique not only enhances strength but also gives the structure flexibility to withstand earthquakes. Kuan G Temple displays various historical paintings, many of which depict the life and teachings of Nichiren Shonin, making them valuable pieces of Japanese Buddhist art. Some paintings illustrate scenes related to the Nichiren sect and blend Shinto and Buddhist imagery. Most of these works are Japanese paintings from the Edo to Meiji periods, known for their vibrant colors and detailed expressions that convey Nichiren's teachings. To finish, let me introduce the charming koi fish here at Kuan G Temple along with two key phrases I'd like you to remember. Aren't they cute? Actually, I've built a pond in my garden just for koi, and I'm currently learning about breeding them. If you're interested in koi, feel free to leave a comment. You might see signs like this near koi ponds or ornamental ponds, and some of you may not know what they mean. Here's what they mean, so be sure to remember it.
恋に餌をあげないでください。恋に餌をあげないでください。金銭の投げ入れはしないでください。金銭の投げ入れはしないでください。
Did you enjoy today's video? This time, I added a bit of a travel blog style so you can experience Japan while learning Japanese. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up.
ご視聴ありがとうございました。バイバイ。またね。
バイバイ、またね。
またね。
未来へと続く道